Yo, man, what's going on YouTube? It's Big Zach Gaming, and I'm back at it again with another reaction video, man. Today in this video, we got some more of that Steelers talk, man. Let's see what he got to say, man. Shout out Jack, man. You already know the vibes, man. I'll go show love,
Welcome
Jack,
into
man.
Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today is the Steelers Talk mailbag where I am answering your questions on the black and gold. Just a few days, just a couple weeks before the start of Steelers training camp in Latrobe. So before we get into the questions today, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already to join the most interactive Steelers community anywhere on the YouTube platform. We got over 87,000 Yinzers that have already clicked that subscribe button for our daily, free, and informative Steelers content. But it's more than just our videos on this channel, guys. We got watch parties for every single Steelers game, which are a ton of fun. We also have live shows every Monday and Thursday where you guys get to hang out with fellow Steelers fans. We also do these mailbags where you guys can have a voice on our channel and get your takes and get your questions on these mailbags. So if you guys want to join the most interactive community of Yinzers anywhere on really planet Earth, I would say, you guys can click that subscribe button right now. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. All right, we got one from my man Eugene. Says, what if TJ Watt doesn't get signed? What percentage of winning season? If he's not on the team, let's say they trade him for a second-round pick, all right, to some other team. It won't happen, but just hypothetically, if they trade him for...
Let me go check this real quick.
for a second-round pick, I think the chances go up quite significantly. I would say one of the main reasons why the Steelers have been able to maintain, competitive records with guys like Duck Hodges, Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph at quarterback is because TJ Watt and the defense pick up the offense. And, a lot of people give credit to Tomlin, but honestly, I would say TJ Watt has been more impactful on the team staying afloat throughout this kind of during this kind of era than Mike Tomlin has. But, if he's not on the team, I think you're floating around 500, 8-9, 9-8, somewhere in there. And maybe you make the playoffs, but you probably don't. And the season's lost, essentially, is the answer to that question, Eugene. You got to have them on the team. I think they remain somewhat competitive, but they're going to be so mid. I think the defense is going to take a big step back, and I don't think the offense is going to be good enough to offset that step back on defense. Then we go on from Kyle.
Now, see, I was gonna try to I was gonna try not to say nothing. But I feel like, hold on. That's good right there, boy. That's good, boy. Oh yeah. But nah, though. Let's take. I just be wanting to throw questions at Steelers community. Let's say he wasn't talking about TJ. Let's say he was talking about Cam Hayward. Now, the reason I say Cam Hayward is because Cam Hayward is going to get ready to wrap it up soon. How would our defense be without Cam Hayward? That's the question I want to know. How would our defense be without Cam Hayward? So, like, you would still have Highsmith. You still got like Highsmith. You got Larry Ogunjobi, the rookie, and then potentially always going to be 95% of the time TJ Watt. So how would that defensive front look against? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would that defensive front look? Do you guys think that'd be a good front going into next season? As far as think in terms of Will Howard's team, because we all know Will Howard's going to get that starting QB spot next season. That's going to be his team. So if that offense is in play and they have to use that defensive front, do you guys think that the defensive side of the ball will remain solid for next season, going into next season? Now, we all know this season coming forward, Aaron Rodgers, we trying to win, yada, yada, yada. But Aaron Rodgers, I believe, said he's going to wrap it up after this season or something like that. So we looking forward to the future. So how does that future defensive and future offensive front look to you guys? So let me know in the comments. Do you think we sign a wide receiver before the season, and who do you think it could be?
Coggeshale, hope I'm saying that right, Kyle, says, do you think we sign a wide receiver before the season, and why do you think, or who do you think it could be? If they do, I think it's going to be Gabe Davis. They brought him in for a visit. Gabe apparently really liked his time here in Pittsburgh. Um, and I think that, he's somebody that I'm not the biggest fan of. He drops a lot of passes. He's not a great route runner. I think that he really benefited from playing with Josh Allen in Buffalo for some of his bigger games. But he is young, 26 years old. He's a really good run blocker that fits with what Arthur Smith wants to do. He is a vertical threat. So, if they added him, I wouldn't necessarily hate it, but especially for the right price tag, which I think it would be coming off that knee injury. But I honestly don't think that it's a foregone conclusion the Steelers will add another receiver. I think they like the addition of Jonnu Smith. They're going to be in 12 personnel a lot. And another thing to keep in mind is that they really like Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson. They drafted Roman in the third round last year. They like him. Apparently he's had a really good offseason. Then Calvin had a really underrated season last year. Made some big-time catches for this team.
I love it. I love to hear it. I had to stop it. I love to hear it. Oh, my God. Bro, Calvin Austin is so freaking underrated, and it blows my mind. I'm just sitting back waiting for him to have a breakout season just so I can look at people and go, I told you so. I told you. He's underrated. He's a speedster, bro. Not comparing, but combining that, you got – and people talk trash about our receiving court. Dude, you got DK, Calvin Austin. Oh, God, hold on. Dude, relax. I know my wide receivers is just relax. But yeah, dude. And then you got Aaron Rodgers, a veteran quarterback. I don't care his age. He's still a veteran quarterback. I'm pretty sure 75 to 60%. He's going to get them the ball if he can. If that offensive front holds up enough time for Aaron Rodgers to get that ball off and don't get to – dude, we're going to have a good season. It all depends on that offensive line protecting Aaron Rodgers. If he gets time in that pocket to read and make the right passes, dude, we are finna be phenomenal. I can't wait for the football season, man. But let's get back, man. I'm sorry, Jack. I had to share that lie. I'm sorry, Jack.
He can win to every level of the field. He's really good after the catch. He's got better hands than people give him credit for. I think that Calvin's going to have a good year this year as this team's number 2 receiver. I think the Steelers believe that as well, and I think that they'll probably go into the season with Calvin as their number 2 receiver.
Yes,
then we go on from Cougar. It says, Jack, who are your make or break players for this season? Well, it's a good question there, Cougar. Definitely Broderick Jones. He's got to show up because he's had 2 years at right tackle. It was a disaster. Now he's back over to the left side. If he's not better this year on the left side, it's sayonara. They might be taking another tackle in round 1 next year or round 2. We'll see what happens with the quarterback situation here, but offensive tackle Howard, definitely needs to be solidified this year for Broderick. I would say Mason McCormick needs to have a good year too because he was a 4th-round selection, so if he has another bad year, they could certainly move off of him at right guard. They don't really owe him a whole bunch there. I think Darnell Washington needs to step up a little bit more as well.
Another thing now, dude, I love Jack, bro. I can't say this enough, dude. Me and Jack, dude, somebody comment down below. Go to Jack's videos telling Big Zach Gaming wants to talk Steelers, bro. I promise I do because this is like a conversation. I love this, dude. Now, I don't know if it's the play caller. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator or I don't know if it's Mike. But what I would say, Darnell Washington has true potential that got to be unleashed, and they need to put that in their play scheme coming in with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers could use a good secondary tight end, or I feel like they use him. And the reason they use Darnell the way they use Darnell is because of Pat Freiermuth is at tight end 1. Obviously, he's a starting tight end. But if you go with a 2 tight end set and you need it, Darnell Washington would be that great tight end 2 to, getting a drag across the field, slant across the field, flat across anything. I feel like if you get Darnell the ball in open field, he's gonna go, bro. He's freaking dude, he got mad height, mad skill, mad abilities. Dude, he's freaking maxing out his badges. He's maxing out his badges for the right moment, man. That's all I can say. Let's get back to it.
I think Roman Wilson is going to be a big time make or break player for this team. His last year's lack of production and lack of playing time, an aberration, or was that who he is? We'll find that out. Juan Thornhill, make or break for his status as a starter in this league. I'm looking at who else. Joey Porter Jr. I don't know if it's make or break, but it's going to be a big season for Joey. I
Yeah.
really like this overall roster. I don't think there's too many people that are like you have.
Now, I feel like odds are going to be on Joey Porter Jr. for sure. They're going to target him a lot more, and the on that defensive secondary, they're going to target him a lot more, just because off the Minka and Jalen Ramsey trade. Minka not being there, but you're replacing that with Jalen Ramsey. They're going to try to avoid Ramsey, obviously. So Joey Porter definitely has to step up and, you know what I'm saying, be a good lockdown secondary player this season. Because who knows, Jalen Ramsey, he might go out there, get a couple of interceptions. He might go out there and ball like a star. We don't know with Jalen Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? He's still Jalen Ramsey. Yes, he's still great. Yes, he's still goated. But will that talent be displayed in Pittsburgh and a defensive dominant league? Well, no, a defensive dominant team, not even just team, a defensive dominant conference. Like, dude, division, like, man, we got a lot to key in, especially division wise. Baltimore, we all know how I feel about that. They picking up a good few key pieces on that. We're not gonna get into that on this, not with this Steelers talk. But as just speaking about our division, it is a hard division. So we need Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter to shut down. Like, we need to if our defense shut down, we're gonna be good. Moral of the story.
You have to be good this year or else we're getting rid of you. There's certainly a couple of pieces on this team, but I think that a lot of players are pretty locked into their spots on this roster at this point, and I have a pretty darn high.
Now, man, this video is getting a little bit too long, so I'm gonna just stop it right there. I don't really be trying to react to all of the video because I know be putting a lot of my input in. These videos would be 30 minutes long of me just reacting and talking if I really did the whole videos. We're gonna try to keep it up under a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to see more sports videos, man, hit that like button, comment down below. Y'all go show love to Jack, man. Tell him I said what's up. Much love to my Steelers community that's tapped in. If you're not a Steelers fan, hey man, good luck to you. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.